All right, my friends, the First Order does work in the arena, and today I'm going to show you some footage of a team doing very well. This is my buddy Shapeless Crab. He is with the guild, the Ghost Squadron, in a March 2016 Shard, and he is taking first every single day with this First Order team. Now, he does shake it up a little bit depending on what team he is facing, so I'm going to break down for you a little attack strategy in this video, mods, and how this team is working for him, but yet another anti-meta option for you. If you didn't see my Wigs video already, go ahead and check that out. I'm throwing a link above right now. That is another team that will work against Traya teams. Probably not the best team on defense, but it can burn through those Traya teams if modded properly. And okay, so Shapeless Crab's team, he is taking first every day. He usually wins every single battle. He has occasional losses here and there, usually against Nightmare teams, which can be a bit of an issue. He feels like they're obviously going to be better on offense, and then he might want to sub something else in for defense. Obviously, if you see First Order, a big part of offense and defense is what teams are people going to want to face. And if you're seeing a First Order team, you're probably going to target them next to a Nightmare team or a Traya team. Obviously, they are not going to be that great on defense. So yeah, for him, if he does leave the First Order in on defense, he will wake up at about 80. So just a big disclaimer, this is a good offensive team, not a good defensive team. Look at his mods. Thrawn's at 272 speed. Crew we got at 242 speed. He does want to have some protection on him, and a crit damage triangle is preferred. Kylo Ren, when he uses Kylo Ren, is going to be at 231 speed, protection as well, crit damage as well. Han Solo, you definitely want that crit damage on Han Solo always. He is using them sometimes. Obviously, he's not First Order, but he's going to have a place in this team. 231 speed. Faust is at 215 speed. Protection is going to be your first top priority on Faust. First Order Officer is at 274 speed. This is going to be probably your highest priority speed character because you're going to need to give marching orders to the right characters at the right time. And then First Order Executioner, Fox, is at 174 speed. You want to mod Fox for offense. You'll see here he's got plus 869 physical offense and a critical damage triangle on them. All right, so first of all, looking at JTR teams, Rey Jedi Training. Against these teams, he runs Kylo Ren Unmasked, First Order Officer, Faust, Fox, and Thrawn. The ideal kill order is going to be Rey first, followed by BB-8 R2 Thrawn, CLS Han Solo, then Kenobi. Just kind of generally speaking. You want to save the Fracture for Rey Jedi Training. This is actually a really good tip because it's going to be tempting to just Fracture Kenobi out the gate. I'm actually guilty of that. I do that all the time. He says best to save it for Rey Jedi Training. I agree. That's going to be the best way to do it. Against these Rey Jedi Training teams, you're probably not going to go first. It's just hard to beat BB-8 a lot of the time because BB-8 is super quick. And you know what? That is okay. You've got First Order Officer in your back pocket. You want to give marching orders to Kylo Ren Unmasked and then halt Kenobi or whoever is unstealthed. Thrawn swap Terminator back to First Order Officer, and then you can pin a shot on Kenobi. Fox will work on Kenobi. Once Rey Jedi Training goes again and her stealth fades, fracture her and proceed to kill her. You might need to finish off Kenobi if he's in the way first. And so generally, a lot of this is going to be molded around getting to Rey Jedi Training, getting her fractured, and then you can work on the rest of the team. After that, Kenobi may be a bit of a hindrance, but you've got Kylo Ren Unmasked who will help mitigate that. Now, taking a look at the Palpatine teams, when he goes against the Palpatine teams, he's going to use Thrawn with the team. He's going to run Crew, First Order Officer, Faust, Fox, and Thrawn. The ideal kill order, you're going to want to take Palpatine out first, followed by Nihilus, followed by Vader, then Thrawn, and then Kenobi last, if possible. But Palpatine's going to be kind of the kingpin you want to get out first. First Order Officer, you're going to give marching orders to Crew again. Right now or soon after, Vader will force crush Coaling Blade on Crew. But because tenacity is up from marching orders, it won't accomplish much. After that, ideally, you will halt Thrawn, fracture Kenobi, and then proceed to kill Palpatine. Once Palpatine is down, it leaves you open to work on Nihilus. He's a bit tanky, but you do want to avoid getting annihilated, and you should be able to do that. Once Palpatine's out, it's kind of like, you know, the Rey Jedi Training team. Once you can get them out early, the rest of it seems to fall into place. Once Palpatine and Nihilus are gone especially, it's going to be an easy win. Now, looking at this Palpatine when we've got, you know, the traditional Nightmare team with Scion in there, it does change a bit. He's going to run crew, first order officer, Han Solo, Fox, and Thrawn. So it's 3 first order, then we got a Rebel and an Empire in there, but it'll still kind of get the job done. The kill order is going to be very similar. You want to get Palpatine, then Nihilus, then Vader and Thrawn, and then he's saving Scion for last. Now, I personally like getting Scion out of there as soon as possible if you can. But this is the way that is working for him with this first order team, so we're going to go by that for this video. Han Solo, you want to stun Vader out the gate, give marching orders to Fox. And then Fox hits Palpatine for lots of damage. This is often enough to get Palpatine to low enough health to force him to heal instead of stun. Either crew or Thrawn will get their next turn, so halt Thrawn and then fracture their Scion. Whenever you're going against Scion, getting him fractured is definitely going to be a big key to the battle. Once you get that fracture on Scion, you're going to want to take Palpatine out as soon as possible, and then Nihilus, ideally before Scion gets a turn. And so if you're not able to quite do that, you've got a couple options of pinning him down. You've got Fracture, and then you've also got Halt. So just make sure to keep Scion in as much lockdown as possible so he is not able to get any turns, if at all, maybe just 1 or 2 before you get Nihilus, and then you can focus on the rest of them. He said, in rare cases, Shapeless Crab told me that he is going for Scion before Nihilus. Usually this is only going to be if he has 100% confidence that he's going to be able to take Scion out before he gets to Held by Hatred. With the current attack strategy, he's kind of just accepting that Held by Hatred might go up, which is a little less stressful, which is why you want to save him for last, because if it's, you know, 3-on-1 and, I mean, it's kind of like 3-on-2, you're going to kill him, he's going to put Held by Hatred up, but you've got enough firepower to burn through that. Whereas if you know, if you're down to 1-on-1 and you've got Held by Hatred up, it's a bit more of an issue. So that is that team. Alright, now taking a look at the Nightmare team, and this is going to be pre-Traya, so we're looking at Palpatine, Vader, Nihilus, Sith Trooper, and Scion. He is going to be running Kylo Ren Unmasked, First Order Officer, Faust, Fox, and Kylo Ren. This isn't too hard. He says it's a really similar idea. You want to kill Palpatine when you get the chance, then Nihilus, and then clean up the rest. You do want to give marching orders to Fox as well to try to get that big hit on Palpatine, and then try to halt and mitigate Scion as much as possible so that he is not getting turns. When you're running against faster Vaders, he does say it is probably a good idea to sub in Han Solo for Faust. It's a bit of a gimmick, and it doesn't work very well on defense. Well, really none of it works well on defense. It's mostly an offense team. And it also won't work if Traya is there, but it is pretty reliable. Now, against Traya teams, you're going to see that the attack strategy is very similar. In this battle here in particular, he is going to take Palpatine out first. That's going to be kind of key to all of this. And then he actually focuses his attention on Nihilus once he has a fracture on Darth Scion. Once Nihilus is out of there, and you can see here that Fox is going to really handle a lot of that heavy work, so having a lot of offense on him does a huge amount of help for you. So definitely mod him for offense. Once he's got Nihilus out of there, then he's going to take Traya out. Traya's actually disappointingly easy to take out. Her kit is really, really difficult to manage because there's so much there that can work against you. However, once he lands a few hits on Traya, she's out of the battle. Scion is still fractured, and it's a 5-on-2 match. Pretty easy to manage. Alright, so what are some of your thoughts of this First Order team? Obviously, this is not going to be the ideal meta team for you to run. It's not going to hold super well on defense. That's kind of the point of an anti-meta team. But still, I love seeing people who run new, different compositions just because they enjoy them. This guy, Shapeless Crab, he's a big First Order fan. It might not be the strongest team he can possibly run, but he enjoys it, and he's found a way to make it work. What are some of your anti-meta teams? Go ahead, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, my brothers, don't forget.
For my dead body. Sorry about the mess.
Bye.